Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Music Village. And me and Maestro during the break was thinking for that whole Rey Mysterio Seth Rollins match, if they need somebody to help them try to pluck the eye out of their head, call Raka Raka. They're the perfect guys to do that. From the past couple of videos they've released, yeah, they're good at taking someone's eye right out of their skull. But besides that bit of gruesome business to take place this weekend, folks, we might as well check out some cool games from a planet far away from here and from the Steam machine alike for another edition of the Friday Night Greenlight. And as a heads up, there'll be 10 of them. And the first game that we have up comes from the itch.io page of H. Wilson with their game, Out of Ammo. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Breakout, but also a little hint of Galaga with Centipede in there as well. With the exception that Maestro said there's no Centipede in this, but hey, give it a couple levels, it might be featured in it. But here's hoping in the near future, besides using the orbital bomb that you have to use to take out the enemies almost pinball-like style, here's hoping they also give you a railgun or some form of special weapon you could use to take out your enemies as well. And according to the Maestro, he's not too entirely sure if you get a railgun, but they have one. Well, that's not fair. I wish I had one too. And the next game that we have up comes from the itch.io page of Diet Rippy with their said game, It's Like Snake. And this game automatically reminds me of, well, besides the typical answer of Snake, but it also reminds me of the one episode of Chowder featuring Kanishmas. Because this caterpillar or worm-like creature does look like Kanishmas. Yeah, it really does. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they not only give you a chance to customize the color of this said creature, but also give you a chance to design your own level to try to stump your friends in this game. Yeah, that or a chance to actually give the thing bunny ears according to the Maestro. Now, why would you want to put bunny ears on it? Oh, so it can go faster, right. If that works. I mean, it's not Smash Brothers, but I got a feeling it could work. But besides putting rabbit ears on giant, oversized, hairy caterpillars, the next game that we have up comes from the itch.io page of Paper Cookies, nice name by the way, with their said game, Spookware. And this game automatically reminds me of a horror movie version of WarioWare. Yeah, definitely reminds me of a horror movie version of WarioWare. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, besides having to do certain challenges before the dynamite at the bottom of the screen explodes. But yeah, here's hoping you get a chance to do it alongside with your friends. In a challenge to see who can do it the quickest. Or a survival mode to see how many challenges you can do before the dynamite explodes and compare it with your friends. And according to the Maestro, you can, but at the same time, I'm not too entirely sure if he wants to do any of these challenges. What's wrong with the guy with the Venus flytrap on his head? I just answered my own question, right? Well, anyway, besides that experimental creature that I got a feeling was gene spliced in a device that was probably used during the movie The Fly, comes from the developers Tacky Games with their game, I Have a Fear. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Tales from the Dark Side with a little hint of The Outer Limits, and add a splash in there of the later versions of Five Nights at Freddy's in there too. The ones where it's actually inside of a house instead of inside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, which I got a feeling was a little bit more creepy than the other one when they were inside the pizzeria itself. But I digress, because here's hoping in the near future for this game, especially with that giant spider-like creature and the other thing waiting for you inside the elevator with a clock on its face, you have a way to protect yourself from these said creatures, cause I got a feeling you're gonna need it. And Maestro said, what's the weapon of choice for this week? Well, I guess a baseball bat. The best I could come up with on short notice, and I got a feeling there's gonna be nothing else inside this place to protect you with besides the baseball bat and maybe that railing if you could take it apart. Yeah, you know what, as a matter of fact, also here's hoping you can take things apart to use them as weapons, just in case those things get a little bit too close for comfort. And the next game that we have up to continue this horror-like episode of the Friday Night Greenlight comes from the itch.io page of Izima with their said game, Deidus. Or Deidus? You know what, we'll go with the second one. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Akira with a little hint of The Exorcist and a splash in there of Pokemon. And here's hoping in the near future that you're the person actually causing these crazy events and not the one who has to solve them. And oh, and speaking of the Twilight Zone from earlier, here's hoping that in this game you get a chance to send people into alternative dimensions. Cause according to the Maestro, you're the one causing all of this. So yeah, a chance to send somebody to another dimension? I would love to do that. At least in one game. And the next game that we have up, and Maestro, where in the world are you finding all of these horror games from, comes from the developers Wales Interactive with their said game, Made of Scare. Or is it Scare? No, we'll go with the second one. And this game automatically reminds me of A Quiet Place with a combination of that Alice in Wonderland horror game they came out with on PC a couple years back. And here's hoping in the near future that you get some form of device to take out these said creatures at a moment's notice, and apparently Maestro said you get an orb that actually haunts the monsters? Oh, nice! Alright, good enough for me. Moving on. Cause that giant oversized guy wearing suspenders is really starting to creep me out. So the next game that we have up comes from the creators Lil, it's a whole bunch of lowercase and uppercase I's, I do believe, so we'll just go with Lily just in case with their said game, Find a Way. And this game automatically reminds me of House of the Dead with a little hint of Dead Island. And by the way, House of the Dead, the movie, not the game, the movie. And here's hoping in the near future, since you're on an island with a whole bunch of zombies that you get a chance to take out with a litany list of weapons, here's hoping you get a chance to actually, fix up a boat to get the hell off this island. That's the only thing I hope for in the near future. Either that or some form of secret laboratory you get a chance to explore underneath the whole island itself. Cause those zombies didn't get there for no reason at all, and I got a feeling a scientist is behind the whole thing, and he must have a secret laboratory on this island, so here's hoping that it's there. Cause if it's not, then I got a feeling you're gonna be screwed. Now aren't you? Yeah, Maestro's shaking his head yes, so yeah, you will be. So besides zombies on a giant oversized island marked unknown on your maps, the next game that we have up comes from the developers Penega Survival Development Team with their game Peniga. Oh, that's what it was called. Right, thanks Maestro. And this game automatically reminds me of not only Land of the Lost, but a little hint of, I do believe, the Lost World with a splash of Jurassic Park in there as well. And seeing the fact that you're hunting dinosaurs, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say here's hoping you have a tranquilizer and the ability to build traps to try to trap these dinosaurs and hopefully befriend them. But then again, according to the Maestro, if you trap a dinosaur in a trap, when you release it, it's not gonna be your friend. You're right, you're absolutely right. So here's hoping for a stronger tranquilizer so when it wakes up, you're nowhere near it. Yeah, best idea I can come up with that. And the next game that we have up, besides being haunted by giant oversized dinosaurs, comes from the developers Spooky House Studios with their said game, Dig Bombers. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Bomberman, but a little hint of Dig Dug in there as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that you get different stages to fight on with different elements that can come into effect at a moment's notice during this said game. Like, for example, if you're fighting underground and you use too many bombs, after a while an earthquake will come along and shut the whole thing down. And maybe, just maybe, a chance for you to fight in a live active volcano, despite the maestro saying that's crazy, where if you use too many bombs there, the volcano will erupt. Or even an ice level where you see where the concept's going, you use too many bombs and you freeze to death. Yeah, here's hoping for elemental stages. Long story short. And the last but not least game that we have up for this week comes from the developers Ace Team and Giant Monkey Robot, Nite's developer names by the way, with their game Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only the TV show a part of Noggin called Crow, but it also reminds me of the cavemen from Eek Extravaganza with a little hint of Civilization if it was a tower defense game, and a splash in there of, I would have to say what the maestro was about to say, of Mike, Lug, and Og. At least with one of the stages that didn't involve that Chinese New Year's dragon. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, besides getting access to cannons, you also get an access to catapults and also whatever the world that giant oversized molten magma thing they use on the side of castles to help defend your base in this game. Because it was very effective in one of the games that I played a while back ago that had it on the side of a castle, so here's hoping you can use it in this game, because I got a feeling it will be just as equally effective. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out any other cool games that are coming in from a planet far away from here, yet beamed in as of yesterday for us to read today, you can go ahead and check it out on the Free Game Planet page, only known as freegameplanet.com, to check out a whole bunch of games that are just out of this world. And if you also want to go ahead and check out any other cool games that are coming in from the Steam machine via the cargo ship, cargo plane, or subterranean train that is currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can head on over to the store.steampower page, only known as store.steampower.com, and just click ever so lightly on that upcoming button, as well as clicking on that indie button as well, to check out a whole bunch of awesome games that'll definitely brighten your afternoon, night, or evening, depending on what time zone you're living in currently, unlike us, which is Eastern Standard Time. And according to the maestro, the games have so much power, it'll actually align all the time zones into one big time zone. Is that even possible? Well, according to the chart that the maestro made, yes. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into the music once again. And when we return, we'll be back with yet another new DJ Smokey's True Video Game Stories right after this. So don't wear your horns out in traffic just yet, folks, and stay tuned.